Hi there, good afternoon. This is teacher Pablo. We are going to teach something about lexicology and we are going to start with this PowerPoint presentation. This is a part of the linguistics that is phonetic, phonology, morphology, lexicology, and semantics, also syntaxis. And this is a part of linguistics. This is called lexicology. Let's start with this kind of topic. The lexicology topic is about the historical change. We're going to talk about historical change, change of form, change of pronunciation, change of meaning, change of word information. And we can also know something about a word origins, the word formation, the idioms, the dictionaries, differences between American and British language. It's going to start with some kind of historical change, but also we have to learn something on notion and expressions. For example, the cognates, etymology, jargon, the core vocabulary, the learned vocabulary. And the story of words, for example, applaud and explode. Applaud, explode is like bomb. Something of history, the historical background of English. This is Stone Age, Roman conquest, and invasion for Germanic tribes. That we saw something about this historical in our class of history of English. Yes, we already saw that history of English, right? And we saw something episodes in the English language. Here, this is the most important language change, vocabulary, word of order, pronunciation of physiological system, case system, and orthographical features. This is important to know something about vocabulary because we need to learn more. I think in Mexico we need to learn more about vocabularies, and when we do a specific activity, just such like the engineering, we need to know the vocabulary for professionals, and we have to learn more vocabulary and in our daily life also. And what order we need to know what about the position of the words. We don't in Spanish and in English they are the opposite way to say. We don't. For example, el carro rojo. You don't say in English. The car red in English is first the adjective, in this case is red, and the noun in this case is car. Pronunciation and phonological system. This is very important to know something about pronunciation because is the easiest way to get more about the native people. Case system. Do have some situations here. We need to understand what about the context of the words. Orthographical features. This is more features that we need to learn the most. For example, change in word order. Yes, if we have a if we say a la casa voy a la casa, there are different ways to say. These examples occurs the same, and it put to fight, and we can change the order and put it to fight. We have another example. If after road after it. They give the army aim hostages. Then the army gave him hostages. Promised that their king Baptist received. Promised that the king would receive Baptist. This is some examples about what we can play with the word order. But not just play by play, just to say something about like I want to say the same but in different words. Like in Mexico, we said el carro va rápido o rápido va el carro in this case, for examples. And in pronunciation, we have to compare about Old English and Middle English. we need to compare it is because it is important to know what about the origin where the language comes from. Yeah, we have some examples about old English. Can you see about some different? But we can identify some word that could be recognized by us. For example, earth it means like earth. It could be the word tierra in Spanish. On is a preposition, and we have some word kind of strange words here. Often see a word, a letter that is it looks like a P. Yes, and we have so many of this. We have the word us. This is an object pronoun, okay, and that all English references about the new one. And Middle English, this is more common, it looks like better in our days. Yes, we have more words like come, like to be, temptation. Yes, and this sound our like it means like possessive adjective pronoun our could be. Yes, in this case, this is the Middle English, and now early modern English. Obviously, we have now the the lyrics that is now the written form for now. This part it could be something like this. Okay, we can see the transition about Old English. Can you see? Through Middle English and at the end early modern English. But what about this? What we have to learn about this because we need a reference about what we can do according with we are learning to. Yes, we need to understand that this first to become a good speaker. Okay, here what does the language change? We have some here. The borrowing is just like we take them and we can give them in other way, right? For example, borrowing example from English. For example, Latin we borrowed an animal, deficit, exit, extra, item, logic, and pope. And what about French? We borrowed from French art, beauty, dinner, dress, jail, napkin, passion. That words that examples of words we can found it in the French um, idiom. Yes, and Greek. What we borrowed from Greek comedy, climax, dialogue, drama, episode. What did we borrow from Spanish? Adobe, Kenyan, cigar, guerrilla, plaza, vanilla. It's like a vainilla, right? In German, Angst, kindergarten, pretzel, Sauerkraut, spell. Yes, maybe in German it could be a little more difficult to understand. What about the words? Italian, attitude, balcony, opera, piano, tempo, and umbrella. And we need to understand this, my friends. Yes, it's because we need to understand. We need to understand that maybe the way of the words are written, eh, it could be the same way, but maybe it was different pronunciation. Yes, for example, I don't know. In Spanish, a cigar it could be cigarra, it could be the same way. Yes, but different pronunciation. Example of English evolving from French after Norman invasion. We need to keep in that this after Norman invasion. Yes, for example, we have French pork, that means pig, in the American language, and in English is wine. Yes, both versions may survived. For example, beef and cow, they are in different words, but they means the same. The context is the same. Why does the language change? Yes, why? It's because the result of amophonous. See, for example, we have in the Persian, we have some way to say that kind of pronunciation. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, a simplification it can change because the simplification, for example, morphological system. Simplification is the case of system from the ancient, i.e., languages, to the daughter language. Synthetic system, loss of ergative constitution in Persian. The verb agreed to the object if in the past tense. It could be for simplification, why the language change, and these both systems, morphological system and synthetic system. Okay, but what about the attitudes to language change? We have these five attitudes, for example, foreignly, that could be a more like more common. Yes, I have a spare fan belt. Frankly is good. Is a good example. Mercifully, like ask for mercy. Undoubtedly, and hopefully. Okay. What else? For example, here we have some example. My car is being repaired. My house is being painted. This problem is being discussed at today's meeting. My car is repairing. My house is painting. This problem is discussing just today's meeting. We have some examples about this. Attitudes to a language change. It depends what you want to say about the topic you are referring to. This is just to say in the identity you can give it. And this is important, my friends. This is very important. Language classification. The isolating is a separate word or morpheme, that give us that tends to be monosyllabic. For example, Chinese. Yes. Chinese, that means one word. China is it the country, but if you add Chinese, you have another word, but that is referring to the same, to the root of the first word. We have the agglutinative. Yes, this is a word that made by multi syllables. They say multi syllables. Yes, for example, if we say the word Eblert, this is in the houses, this means houses, right? But this is for Turkish. This word is for Turkish. For example, there are one syllable that is ev, means house. If we add ler, it sounds like Ebler, but that's in plural. Can you see the difference between this? If we say house, houses, house, Ebler, houses. Yes, and if we say Ebelde, Ebeld, Eblerde, in the houses. Yes, this change. And Eblerdern is from the houses. This is really interesting, my friends, because it's just like Japanese. Yes, they use the prepositions after, and if you say a word like a person that is that we can treat him or treat her with respect, we have to use another words. Okay, this is our another long classification, incorporate, but that we're going to see them in the next class. Okay, my friend, it's nice to be here with you. So have a great day. Let's continue with some grammatical words for later. See you later, my friends.